Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kiel Alderink, Mental Golf Type. Welcome to another episode of Quest to be the Best with Tess Hackworthy. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so and hit that notification bell so you get notified every episode. But in this episode, Tess is coming in town to do work, and we're going on the golf course. We're going to do some range stuff, and I got some super awesome exercises, drills, and things to show her, and we're going to do some things to stress her out a little bit and really get that performance up. So that's all coming up right now. So the goal is to stress Tess.
So, Kyle. That was quick. Why is that quick? Come on, Tess.
So the point is, and one of the most powerful things in training is to have to overcome these stressors. And they're predictable when we know your personality type, like we know the behaviors that you're going to start following. Now, one of T's big things as an extrovert, like an extreme extrovert, is like she's going to get really quiet when she gets stressed. So the interesting thing is now with that is like we could really mess with you. If I tell you hit 5 shots where you can't say a word, let's do it. Let's have some fun with that one. Like you cannot say a word.
Starting when?
Right now. All right, you literally hush. We're gonna go. We'll do 3 shots because I know it's gonna be painful for you. 3 shots, not a word. Thought for sure you were gonna say something right there. Okay, how was that pattern?
Horse shit.
Okay, yeah, that drill is not for me.
All right, so this was fun because one of the biggest challenges that extroverts, like extreme extroverts like Tess have, is getting in their own heads and being quiet.
I cannot be silent for long periods of time. It's very hard for me to do. I am someone who can talk to a brick wall. So for me to like shut down like that and not show my personality, I got super tense and clearly hit some really bad golf shots.
But it's interesting though, what's the experience when like you have to be so internal?
Like, I get anxious.
Right.
Okay, so when I practice, yeah, it's so nice to have the range all to myself, but I just cannot wait for a soul to come to the range so I can just say, hi, how's your day?
Right.
You know, and like, I've tried putting in headphones and like trying to be more focused because I've told myself, geez, I gotta stop talking to all these people. Like, I need to focus on my practice, but then I just like, I don't know, I have all this built up energy and I just need to get it out. Like I said, I just can't wait for someone to come to the range so I can talk to them. Right.
So most of her strategies are just getting this external energy out to the point where it's a calming nature, where some people that will actually make them feel, you know, overwhelmed and almost exhausted. But for T, like, she needs to get that out. So you're watching the effects of this like right off the bat. It's pretty crazy. And this is just on the range with no pressure. So imagine what would happen when she gets under stress and like, you know, people in her group aren't talking to her. Or, you know, she starts to get in her own head because she's upset.
And it's not that I'm not focused. I am super focused.
See,
like I was telling you at my tournament the other day, one of my better rounds when I was out in California was the day that I warmed up next to one of my good friends, and we just talked the whole time while I was hitting golf balls.
Right.
The whole time I was warming up. And there's probably like a million other girls on the range that are just like, geez, shut the hell up. Not that we were being loud, but we were just like having a decent conversation. And I went out and shot my best round of the tournament. The next day, we're in different flight or different tee times, and I had to be completely silent because I didn't know anyone around me. I had an okay warm-up, and I didn't play as great. I don't know if that's all connected, but I was just like trying to go through, okay, why did I play so much better today than I did on these other days? Like, what was different?
Sure.
And it, like I said, it just kind of goes into my practice. Yeah, it's so great to have a range all to yourself and, you know, have all this opportunity to find lies and stuff. But after a little while, I'm like, all right, who's coming down? Like, hey, how are ya? How's your day? Like, I just like have all this energy that I just want to like say something or talk to someone.
Right.
And like, it's interesting because I have gotten to know a lot of people at Maple Bluff, and you know, they like are asking me how my season's going or whatever. Like, we're just having conversation, and then they're like, all right, I'll let you be. Like, I'll let you have your time. And I almost want to be like, no, this is great. Like, keep chatting it up.
Right. Well, so there's kind of two things to that. Number one is like, you should be talking just out loud. Just literally to yourself. Just about the shot. Like, we'll do it right now. Okay. So like, all right, so let's just map everything out. I want you to verbalize everything you're gonna do.
Okay.
Including like exactly what you're gonna think over the ball. What's that last thought? That's the biggest thing we gotta define.
All right. I'm gonna start this ball right between these two posts and draw it into the target.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that was solid.
Clarity, man. I mean, that's what it boils down to, is like extroverts think clear when they're verbalizing.
Okay, this drill was super fun for me because I just verbalized what I wanted to do. It was just two simple things. Start my ball in between the two posts and draw it into the target. And for someone who likes to talk all the time and chat it up, like, this was me saying what I wanted to do. I've never really said out loud how I want to shape my shot. I've always internalized it, which then in return, I was able to have all these other thoughts racing through my head. So, oh wait, where was the wind again? Oh, what's the exact yardage again? Oh, you know, what's this? What's that? How many under am I? And so if I am verbalizing my shot and telling my caddy or telling myself out loud, I don't really care who freaking sees it or hears it. But this is something that can eliminate all those extra thoughts that have potential to come into my head.
So the point is, and one of the most powerful things of training is to have to overcome these stressors. And they're predictable when we know your personality type. Like, we know the behaviors that you're going to start following. Now, one of T's big things as an extrovert, like an extreme extrovert, is like, she's going to get really quiet when she gets stressed. So forcing her to experience this and just seeing the effects of it, even on the range with no pressure, like how much that impacts her. Like, imagine now when you start getting into that big moment, getting into these tournament moments, getting under this pressure, like these professional tournaments where she's playing for her livelihood, and she starts to get into that mode, like, that's a big warning sign. So we need to learn these strategies to really overcome this, and it can be done pretty quick. All right, so cool to have T in person and doing these things, and just the ability to show her the difference and have her actually experience it. Because it's one thing, again, to have these conversations. It's the next to really be able to, do this, whether it's over a call or in person like this, but be able to show her just what happens when she gets into one of her stress spirals of like being quiet, and how powerful that is specifically for her. So you saw that effect, like, as soon as she gets quiet, like, that's a big warning sign, and just that difference. So she's gonna recognize that as soon as she goes to play, like, that's a big warning sign. If I'm quiet, that is a damaging effect on my game, and now she has some strategies to overcome that. And coming up in these further episodes, we're going to show you even more of the on-course application. We're going to get into how you see targets and, you know, some other kind of stress triggers we're going to do with T there to keep doing this. But this is a fun couple episodes of in-person work with T, so stay tuned for that next episode.
Nailed it.